Good morning. Can everyone hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Thank you for joining us this morning for our June 28th, 9 o'clock special board meeting. Before we get started, let's do a roll call of all our board members. Secretary Key.
Ms. Dean?
Here.
Ms. Newton?
Here.
Ms. Chambers?
Here.
Ms. McFetridge?
Here.
Mr. Sutton?
Yeah. Here.
Dr. Rankin?
Here.
I'm wondering if it's such a slow.
Ms. Woods?
Here.
Dr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Luckadoo?
Here.
Thank you.
Even phones.
Dr. Hill is here. He had signed in, that's why I passed over. Sorry, Dr. Hill.
Okay. Well, before we get started, let's just have a moment of prayer. Not prayer. Moment of silence. You could pray if you would like to. I'd just like to take a few moments to get quiet and center our hearts and minds on why we're here and what we're doing. So, if you would, take a few moments of silence. Okay, thank you. All right. Well, today we have quite an ambitious agenda, but I feel confident that we can move through this expeditiously, and Ms. Smith is going to guide us through this today. So good morning.
Good morning, Stacy Smith, Deputy Commissioner. Can everybody hear me online okay? All right, so with 60 applications, I thought prayer was the most appropriate word, but I get it. All right, so what we're going to do is similar to what we did last time. We're going to talk through them in batches. If you have one you want to pull, we'll pull it, but we're going to go through and approve all the ones we don't have questions for, and those that get pulled will stay online, and we'll be able to ask questions of those. So the first batch we have is the Tri-Region Consortium. And these are the school districts we'll be discussing: Hillcrest, Jackson County, Sloan Hendricks, Southside Independence, Mammoth Springs, Midland, Cave City, Izard County, Blytheville, and Valley View. Are there any of those districts that the board would like to pull for further discussion?
This is Weta Newton. I have questions on Tri-Region, the Consortium, and then questions for Mammoth Springs. And then I don't know where this question is going to fit, but in general, for the whole batch of 60, I have questions for Virtual Arkansas.
Okay.
I would also like to pull Blytheville. This is Kathy McFetridge.
Okay.
So let me clarify one thing real quick and see what the board would like to do on this. Since we have questions for the Tri-Region Consortium, I'm going to keep all the districts on here as we go through the applications. And then when we come back to the beginning, we'll ask the questions of the consortium and then decide if we can move people off or keep them on. Does that work? Okay, because Ms. Newton, so if you have questions for the consortium, that would kind of hit every district then, correct?
You're muted. Ms. Newton, you're muted.
I'm not used to this. Okay. It's really more of a comment and appreciation for something they've done. And so it's just a general type thing. So it won't take but a second.
Yeah, if you want to brag on them, just go ahead right now. That'd be great.
Okay. Well, of all the consortiums and co-ops that I've done, to me, they have made a great effort at making sure that every grade was covered by a teacher. The teachers had the right numbers. They are doing one per grade. The ratios are good. They've just done a great job with that. And I just wanted to tell them how much I appreciated them doing that. The one teacher per grade and then keeping their numbers within good limits. So I was very appreciative of that.
Thank you, Ms. Newton. So I'm going to ask the board, if there's no other districts to pull from that first group, that we make a motion for Hillcrest, Jackson County, Salone Hendricks, Southside Independence, Midland, Cave City, Izard County, and Valley View at the number of years they requested. All of those districts are either 3 years or less.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve by Mr. Sutton, seconded by Ms. Chambers. Is there any other discussion? If not, then all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes for that group minus Mammoth and Blytheville.
So Mammoth and Blytheville, if you'll stay online, all those other districts can leave, and congratulations.
Congratulations and thank you. Y'all have a great day.
All right, the second batch is 2 districts with the Dawson Consortium. That would be Lake Hamilton School District and Harmony Grove in Saline County. Do any of the board members have questions for those districts or consortiums?
I had a question just for Dawson.
Do you want to go ahead and do that now?
Just that Guy Finner was going to come back in the fall, I think, and give us an update on how they were doing with their numbers and how that was working. And I was just wondering if Dawson would be willing to do that also.
Yes, ma'am, we will definitely do that. And our numbers actually have lowered. Right now we have 82 students with 3 teachers, and so we don't even foresee a maximum of 120 students probably. So you're looking at probably each teacher will have less than 40 students. But yes, we will definitely do that.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay.
Okay, so I'd ask for a motion for Lake Hamilton School District and Harmony Grove of Saline County for 3 years.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve by Mr. Sutton, seconded by Ms. Woods. Was that Ms.? Okay, great. Seconded by Ms. Woods. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Congratulations, everyone. And let's see.
Okay,
So
then-
that was the whole thing on that
Yep.
one.
So the next group is Wilbur Mills Consortium, and we have 3 districts for Wilbur Mills. Those 3 districts are Riverview, McCrory, and Carlisle. Does anyone have any questions for those districts?
Okay. Doesn't look like we have any questions.
Okay, then I'd ask for a motion for Riverview, McCrory, and Carlisle on the number of years that they requested in their application. Carlisle is for 1 year and the other 2 were for 3.
I move to approve.
We have a motion by Dr. Rankin,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Sutton. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Congratulations and thank you.
The next batch is with Arkansas River Consortium. We had 4 districts. We have Danville, Dover, Mayflower, and Guy Perkins. Does anyone have a question for one of those districts?
Okay.
Then I would ask for a motion to approve those districts, Danville, Dover, Mayflower, and Guy Perkins for the number of years requested on their application.
I'll move to approve.
We have a motion to approve by Ms. McFetrich.
Second.
I'm sorry, I didn't see who seconded. Okay, thank you. Seconded by Ms. Chambers. Any discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Congratulations and thank you for joining us today.
We have one district underneath Northwest Arkansas Consortium, and that is Farmington for 3 years. Does anyone have any questions for Farmington?
I have a question for the consortium, Northwest Arkansas.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I saw that you have one teacher, K6, and I would just like a little bit more information on the teacher-student direct interaction, how much synchronous learning you're going to have in the early grades, and have you thought about scheduling how that's going to go?
Well, we have thought, we spent a lot of time on this, discussing our numbers. When we started out, we had a significantly higher number, and we determined that number was too high. We were up in the 70s and 80s. We pulled the number back to about 40, and I believe on the application we show 45. But right now we have 38 students that are involved. That number changes daily. We will have synchronous learning, as it states in the plan, for each one of the students weekly. The majority of our learning will be asynchronous learning. We spent a large amount of time meeting with Florida Virtual, who will be our provider on this. And one of the things that we learned and talking with them was the parents that are involved with this, a small number, you're talking about 38 out of 92,000 in our co-op. The parents that are involved with this are really looking for an asynchronous option, and they are looking for an opportunity to have flexibility in the schedule due to their work schedule or due to the arrangements for their children. So with the number that we're talking, 38 out of 92,000, we do have a large amount of synchronous learning that will be involved, but the students will meet synchronously every week.
In case, is that going just once a week, or how?
I'm sorry, I couldn't, that cut out.
I'll get closer. In K2, tell me a little bit more about their literacy.
Okay, in K2, the unique potential that we have here is we will have our person housed here, and we have 4 RISE specialists that are involved, and our RISE specialists have been involved with us in writing our plan and determining what would be best for these students to work with in literacy. And we will, I think that's a real unique thing that we have bringing this out of a co-op as opposed to bringing it out of just a school, is we have specialists that are they're actually right down the hallway from where the learning will take place, and we will have direct access where we can be more nimble and be more fluid than a traditional school setting, we believe.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there are no other questions?
Then I ask for a motion for Farmington School District for 3 years. And that was Brian Law, co-op director, that was talking.
So do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion by Mr. Sutton,
Second.
seconded by Ms. McFetrich to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Thank you. Congratulations, Mr. Law.
So
Thank you.
the next group is all secondary virtual Arkansas, and I know Ms. Newton, you had questions for virtual Arkansas. So would you like me to just pass over this group for a minute and then come back with virtual Arkansas for some questions? Or do you want me to go ahead and go through the group as a?
Is virtual Arkansas online?
I know that we were working on that. Don, is virtual Arkansas online? We're reaching out to them. Let's go ahead and move forward, and we'll have somebody on the line in just a minute. So if, for right now, I'm going to ask the secondary schools for Virtual Arkansas to stay on for a little bit, and we will come back to you pretty quickly. That would be Hermitage, Powen, Harmony Grove, Washita, Clinton School District, Crossett School District, Omaha, Gravette, and Nevada. So if you guys will hang on, I will come back to you once we get Virtual Arcs on the line. Is there anyone from Virtual Arkansas? Okay, so we're going to jump over real quick to V6 on the agenda, which is the Guy Fenter Consortium. So that would be, there's a large group here.
Ms. Smith? Doctor?
Sorry, can we pause for just a second?
Sure. If you'll bear with us, just give us just a moment.
Okay, so for Guy Fenter Consortium, we have Boonville, Clarksville, Charleston, Mulberry Pleasant View, Cedarville, Magazine, Ozark, Mansfield. So that would be the Guy Fenter Consortium. Does anyone have a question for one of those districts? Then I'd ask for a motion to approve those districts for the number of years indicated on their application. And that was Boonville, Clarksville, Charleston, Mulberry, Pleasant View, Cedarville, Magazine, Ozark, and Mansfield.
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Ms. Woods,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Chambers. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, seeing none, motion passes. Congratulations to the Guy Fenter Consortium.
Okay, the next group is a pretty large group again, and it's a K-12, and there's no consortium with these districts. Hoxie, Junction City, Paragould, Yaleville, Searcy County, and Hackett. I'm going to pause right there to see if any of those need to be pulled.
I had a question on Yaleville with APSRC.
Okay, I'm going to pull Yaleville. Any questions for any of the other ones?
Yes, ma'am. Hoxie and I believe Paragould.
Any other questions for Junction City, Searcy County, or Hackett? And I ask for a motion to go ahead and approve those three. Junction City for 1 year. Oh, I'm sorry. Searcy County, I did want to note on that one, their application was for 5 years. And so if there was wanting to be an amendment on that one for 3 by the board, that would need to be specific. Hackett was for 3 years.
I would like to amend to 3 years.
Okay, so let's do a motion specific to Searcy County for 3 years.
Okay, I move for Searcy County for 3 years.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Newton to approve Searcy County for 3 years, seconded by Ms. McFetrich. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Congratulations, Searcy County.
I'd like to ask the board for a motion for Junction City and Hackett for the number of years indicated in their applications.
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Ms. Chambers to approve Junction City and Hackett for the number of years in their packet,
Second.
seconded by Mr. Sutton. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Congratulations, Junction City and Hackett.
The next group of school districts I would like to present to you, Greenwood. Yes.
This is a little too expedited. I'm having trouble keeping up with the votes here. So let me catch up just for a second.
Okay.
Okay, that was, because my vote sheet, I'm trying to make sure it lines up. So that was Hackett and
Junction City.
Junction City. So D7B.
And then
Yeah.
V7F.
All right, and this motion was made by whom?
Ms. Chambers, and then seconded by Mr. Sutton. Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds like we need to get somebody else taking minutes, doesn't it?
Maybe, you may be right. Thankfully, we do have somebody backing me up. It's not here. All right, thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome. Okay, so we're on V7G. So applications I'd like to present for consideration would be Greenwood, Washita River, Little Rock, Bradford, North Little Rock, Batesville, Flippin, Greenbrier, Western Yell, and Cutter Morning Star. Would the board like to pull any of those for further question?
Yes,
I have questions.
Ms. Smith, Little Rock is 5 years along with Batesville if we're going to amend those at this time.
Okay, Ms. Newton?
I had questions for North Little Rock and Batesville.
North Little Rock and Batesville?
Yes, ma'am.
Did we have any questions for Little Rock or just for them to amend to 3 years?
Just amend to 3 years. I thought their application was very good.
For 3 years, okay. Batesville is for 3 years. Their addendum was for 3 years, but we
Oh,
still had
okay.
questions, I believe, from Ms. Newton for Batesville, correct? Okay, so Batesville, I have pulled theirs.
Okay.
So,
I'll make a motion then to amend Little Rock to 3 years.
so to approve their, okay, so let's go ahead and do a motion for Little Rock for 3 years for approval.
I'll second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Ms. McFetrich, seconded by Ms. Woods. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Congratulations, Little Rock.
In this next bundle that I'm going to do a motion for, there's a group, but I think these are the right ones.
Ms. Smith, can you hold just one minute? Someone, I think it's echoing somehow. I think maybe someone may need to mute. Okay, it's gone down. Okay, thank you.
So I'm asking the board to approve Greenwood, Washita River, Bradford, Flippin, Greenbrier, Western Yell, for the number of years indicated on the application.
I move to approve.
We have a motion to approve, one moment, sorry.
No, I want to make a comment about them.
We have a motion to approve by Ms. Rankin, or Dr. Rankin. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Sutton. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. Congratulations.
So on my notes for Cutter Morningstar, the reason I didn't include them in that group was I'm noting that they're still at 5 years. So would the board like to amend them to 3 years? And if so, I needed a motion for Cutter Morningstar to amend to 3 years and approve their application.
I'll move that we amend.
To approve to 3 years.
Okay, I have a motion by Ms. Woods to amend Cutter Morningstar to 3 years, seconded by Ms. McFetrich. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. Cutter Morningstar for 3 years.
Yes, ma'am. They were B7P.
Yeah. So, that was Ms. Woods. Ms. Woods made the motion and then seconded by Ms. McFetrich, I believe. Okay. All right, Ms. Smith?
Okay, the next group of applications. We'll get this. West Side Consolidated Craighead County, Searcy, Mountain Home, Alpena, Bologna, Greene County Tech, Bay, and Concord. Is there any questions for those districts?
Okay.
I'd like to note that there are 2 districts on this list, Searcy and Mountain Home. They're asking for 5 years.
I'll make a motion to move those both to 3 years.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve Searcy and Mountain Home, it's VAB,
For 3 years.
for 3 years. And so that is a motion by Ms. McFetrich and seconded by Dr. Rankin. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. And Mountain Home is V8C. Okay. All right.
So then I would be asking for a motion to approve West Side Consolidated Craighead County, Alpena, Bologna, Greene County Tech, Bay, and Concord for the number of years as indicated on their application.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve by Ms. Chambers,
Second.
seconded by Ms. Woods. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Dawn.
Seeing none, motion passes. Congratulations. Thank y'all. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to jump back to V5A, or V5, which was the Act 1240 Digital Application and Waivers, Secondary Virtual Arkansas. Ms. Newton, I know you had questions pertaining to Virtual Arkansas, so I'm going to go ahead and let you ask your question, and we'll see if there's someone online or someone here that can answer those questions. So V5, Secondary Virtual.
My question wasn't really specifically to them as far as those districts, but to Virtual Arkansas in general. At my last count, there are 52 districts that are using Virtual Arkansas for either all or part of their digital learning. And then there are other districts that are going to use them for supplemental. And so I was just curious on the number of educators that they're going to have to add this summer. Have they been able to find teachers? Are they going to be able to maintain their current projected class size, teaching load? And how is professional development going this summer to be able to get those teachers trained?
Don Benton, Assistant Commissioner of Research and Tech. I work directly with John Ashworth in Virtual Arkansas. John has assured me that they will and do hire additional staff members as needed. Last count, I think when we hit the initial pandemic, they had over 100 people they had hired as adjunct or additional educators, and they are highly trained. They have to go through a very rigorous training program to even be a part of Virtual Arkansas. I spoke with John as recently as last week, maybe the week before. Summit was last week, sorry, the week before. And he said they are going to be ready to go. And his last report to me is that they are going to be able to support anyone and everyone that needs their resources. So, Ms. Newton, I think we're going to be in really good hands in that situation. So.
Now, when you're talking about that many districts, going to that one provider, I was a little concerned that they would be able to find enough teachers to be able to meet the need, but it sounds like they've got it under control.
Oh, I'm totally confident. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
That was a good question, Ms. Newton.
So I'm going to kind of bring all the board members then back to section V5 and the group of districts. That would be Hermitage, Poen, Harmony Grove, Washita, Clinton School District, Crossett, Omaha, Gravette, and Nevada. I will note that Nevada is there for 5 years. So if there's no one, we're not going to pull anyone out, I would ask for a motion for the number of years indicated on their application for Hermitage, Poen, Harmony Grove, Clinton, Crossett, Omaha, and Gravette.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve by Ms. Newton,
Second.
seconded by Ms. McFetrich. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. Now we've got Nevada.
And then on Nevada, if there is someone who'd like to make a motion to approve their application but amend it to 3 years.
I'll make a motion.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
Motion to approve Nevada with the amendment to 3 years on their application.
I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a motion to amend Nevada and approve years by Ms. McFetrich. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations, Nevada.
Okay, so I just want to confirm and make sure I've got the right schools that we still have online and that we need to talk to. School districts that are online, when I call your school district name out, if you will go into the chat and put your name and your school district in the chat so we know who's here from your district, that I would appreciate that. So we have Mammoth Springs still that we need to talk to. Blytheville that we still need to talk to. Hang on just a second. Hoxie, Paragould, Yaleville, North Little Rock, Batesville, and those are the only ones that I had marked. So if those school districts will go into the chat and put your name, who you are, so that we can make sure we've got somebody here from each district. When y'all check to make sure we've got people from all those districts, please. So the first district we're going to talk to is Mammoth Springs.
We have Ms. Wisnant From Mammoth Springs, Jenny Wisnant.
Yes, I'm,
If you would, there we go. All right, good morning. Thank
you
you
hear
for
me?
joining us. Yes, yes. All right, Ms. Newton?
can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Tried.
Okay,
Yes, we can hear you.
okay.
My question was, I know that your provider is Edgenuity, and in your plan, it says the class size in 712 is going to be 150 to 1, and they're going to provide the teachers. What I want to know is at your local district, what is going to be your plan to keep track of your Mammoth Springs students so that you don't have students falling through the crack? Because your plan said that the students are going to have to set up a bi-monthly appointment with their teacher. And so students having to do it twice a month to go to their teacher. I just want to know what your local district is going to do to make sure you don't have any students falling through the cracks.
Our point of contact is very familiar with most of our students and their parents. We are a small school district, but she is also going to keep in touch with Edgenuity, and she can go online and check their grades constantly and make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to and getting those things done. The twice a month is just a minimum to make the students responsible for making those contacts with that teacher online. And we plan also that if they're not being very successful, that we have tutoring that we've also mandated that they will have to come in for either in the morning or afternoon or both.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other questions for Ms. Wisnant? Okay, seeing none, we are ready for a motion for Mammoth.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve Mammoth for the years that they asked for in their applications by Mr. Sutton,
Second.
seconded by Dr. Rankin. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes for Mammoth. Thank you, Ms. Wisnett, and congratulations.
The next district we're going to speak with is Blytheville. That's item V1I.
All right, and we have Miss Sally Cook from Blytheville. Good morning.
Yes, I'm here if you can hear me.
Yes, good morning.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Ms. Cook, I noticed on your application that you're going to be working with the 6th through 8th grade simultaneously. And I just wanted to hear you talk a little bit more about how you're going to support your teachers and your students doing that.
Well, our 6th through 8th grade are what is made up of our middle school. All of those students are housed in on the same campus, 6th through 8th grade, and that is our middle school. They've been, we've had no trouble in the past making sure that all of the standards were met for the 6th graders on that campus at the same time, because we have an exploratory wheel for that group of students. That way they can meet all of the 6th grade standards that are a little bit different for them. But we're also, with that middle school configuration, should be fine to work with them in that capacity as well.
Okay, so what is your class size for that situation?
For the virtual, at this point, it's going to be very small. We do not have, we've put a cap at 25, but we have very few students who have applied yet on the virtual end in that 6th through 8th grade. So it'll be very small. And, but in our normal situation, it's between 18 and 24, 25.
Okay, okay. Well, all right, I think that's all the questions I have. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any further questions for Ms. Cook? Yes, Ms. Smith.
I would like to note that Blytheville's application is asking for 5 years.
Okay.
So if you,
I'll make a motion to approve Blytheville and amend their application to 3 years.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. McFetrich to approve Blytheville for 3 years. And do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Dr. Hill. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes for Blytheville. Ms. Cook, thank you so much for joining us and congratulations.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good day. Okay.
the next district is Hoxie, which is item V7A, Hoxie School District.
Do we have questions?
Yes, I was wondering if you were, what is your cap for your teaching load? I'm not sure what was in there. If you could explain your class size request along with your teaching load request. I think it was confusing.
And we have Ms.
Yes, I
Gillum,
read.
Kelly Gillum.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, in K6, we're only going to have one teacher for all of our online students. And at this time, we only have 10 online students. We really don't expect to have, over 15 in elementary. We're going to have a process to allow students to move to online once school has started. And our goal is to keep them in school face-to-face if possible.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, we don't expect to exceed the maximum of 150 students per day per teacher.
Okay.
But we included the teaching load of 175 students just in case something did happen due to COVID. We were unsure at this time what that might look like come August. We currently only have 17 students enrolled total district-wide K-12 for this coming school year. So we don't expect that to happen, but it was just to be prepared in case we needed it.
I appreciate that. Can you talk to us a little bit about your dyslexia screening? I don't think it was really described, maybe in your plan. I'm sorry, I can't find your plan right now. There's so many.
No. This is Jennifer Huff, our curriculum coordinator in K-8, and I'm going to let her answer that because this is part of our online team, and we all work together for our online program.
Good morning. All of our required screening, including dyslexia, takes place face-to-face. Students are scheduled to come on campus, and we have 2 dyslexia interventionists that are trained in the area, and then that screen our students at level 2 if needed. And then our classroom teacher provides, our regular CBM screenings, our DIBELS, and our STAR reading and math. And then if those students qualify for any further screening, then that's where the dyslexia comes in. So all state requirements are met face-to-face in that setting.
All right. Thank you for explaining that.
You're welcome.
Well, those are all the questions that I have for Hoxie.
Okay. Do we have any further questions for Hoxie? All right. And we are ready for a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve Hoxie with a 3-year duration.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. McFetrich to approve Hoxie for 3 years. Do we have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Chambers. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. Congratulations, Hoxie. Thank you, Ms. Gillum, for joining us today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
The next district would be Paragould, which would be item V7C. V7C, Paragould.
Okay, and then we have Mr. Nick Jankovic joining us for the Paragould School District. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Jankovic.
Jankovic.
You were very close.
I was very close, doggone. Jankovic, thank you for joining us this morning.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning. I noticed that you're also teaching, your teachers are going to teach both simultaneously, the K-6. Can you talk to us a little bit about how that's going to be done and how you're supporting your teachers?
Absolutely. Yes, this past year, our teachers taught a dual role, teaching both on-site virtual students at the same time. And we hope to continue to do that this year. We have learned a lot from this past year and have been providing our teachers with professional development throughout the year. And we'll be doing the same this summer to help prepare them for the work that lies ahead. In addition, we have provided additional support staff. We have a specialist for literacy, a specialist for math as well, and an administrator operating out of central office who will be providing them with ongoing support. The teacher will work with both on-site and virtual students at the same time, and we will utilize Zoom technology to do that. They have added quite a few engagement features to Zoom, and we hope to take advantage of that in the upcoming school year. Students will be able to log in for synchronous instruction. They'll also have the opportunity to complete some activities asynchronously. We will record Zoom sessions, and activities such as math can be done at night with the parents present. And that will be done in grades K through 6. We've surveyed our teachers, and we have teachers that have volunteered to be the virtual teacher at each grade level.
And then you've got support of your community and your parents.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, I think those are all the questions I have for Paragould.
Okay, do we have any other questions for Paragould? Okay, seeing none, then we are ready for a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve Paragould for 3 years.
We have a motion to approve Paragould for 3 years.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Sutton. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. Congratulations, Mr. Jankovic and Paragould.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, and have a great day.
You too.
Thanks.
The next district on the agenda would be Yaleville, item V7D. V7D, Yaleville.
And we have Wes Henderson, Marilyn Pangdy, and I think that's it, for Yaleville. Let me make sure I have that right.
Morning.
Yes, Pangle, excuse me. My handwriting. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. All right, do we have questions for Yaleville Summit?
Yes, Mr. Henderson, I'm not sure if you'll be able to answer it because I know that you're using APSRC as your provider, and your plan didn't really give any specifics on how many teachers APSRC was going to have at the K-6 level, what grades they were going to be responsible for, and a little bit more on teacher-student interaction, how much was going to be synchronous and how much asynchronous. And so I don't know how much of this you'll be able to answer.
Well, I do know that we're hiring a K-6 teacher. We've only got about 14 students signed up for K-6, and we're hiring a teacher to work with the science of reading and any other issues they have specifically for that. And Ms. Pangle can answer better than I can on any other questions.
We are planning to use, we are hiring a K-6 teacher who will be employed by Yaleville Summit.
I'm sorry, Ms. Pangle, we aren't able to understand you. Is there a way you can move closer to the mic?
We are hiring a K-6 teacher who will be working with our kindergarten through 6th grade students. The APSRC portion will more take place with our 7th and 8th grade students. And so therefore, our K-6 students will be met with synchronously to do all of their reading instruction.
Okay, I didn't get that from your plan. So K-6 is going to be from the local district then?
Yes.
And you have one teacher for how many students?
We have 14 currently enrolled.
Okay, and you're going to, you have K2 are going to be doing the same reading literacy that you have in your district currently?
Correct.
Okay, all right, thank you. I just didn't get that from your plan, so thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Do we have any other questions for Ms. Henderson, Mr. Henderson, or Ms. Pangle? Okay, if not, then we're ready for a motion for Yaleville Summit.
Move to approve.
I have a motion to approve Yaleville Summit for the amount of years that they asked for in their application by Ms. Newton. Seconded by Dr. Hill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Henderson and Ms. Pangle, for joining us. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Okay, the next district that we requested to speak with would be North Little Rock. That's item V7K.
Okay. And then we have Leanne Alex, Greg Paluski, and Brooke Reynolds from North Little Rock. Leanne Alexander. Good morning. How are y'all?
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we have questions by Ms. Newton.
My question was, in your early grades, especially K2 and even up to 3rd grade, I really didn't get any specifics on what your plans were as far as reading, how you were going to handle that, what your curriculum was going to be, I needed more specifics on reading at the early grades.
Sure, and I'll certainly have my colleagues jump in for any additional information. In our digital learning plan that we have proposed is to go completely with Pearson, K through 12, approved by the Department of Education, as well as our virtual teachers will be able to supplement with the K2 science of reading. That will be integrated and certainly provided that by Pearson. I don't know, Dr. Reynolds, would you like to add any more to that?
Just confirming, yes, we're going to have the daily synchronous lesson with our K2 for the science of reading with Pearson teachers. And they are going to be using the science of reading pathway D with their trainings their teachers have had. So that's what we're going to use with those early grade levels.
So you have the curriculum that is aligned with science of reading, and their K2 will have a daily science of reading lesson.
Yes, ma'am. They will have a daily synchronous lesson with the Pearson teachers. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. That was what I wasn't sure of. Thank you.
Sir.
Any other questions for North Little Rock?
May I ask a question from that?
Sure.
With the Pearson, I know you're not asking for class size waiver at the K6, so their class sizes fall within our laws. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. That's correct.
And what type of interaction do your building, do you have someone who's the point of contact working with Pearson in that sense?
Yeah, great question. So that is Dr. Reynolds, who's on here. She is our point of contact. So she'll be working directly with Pearson, as well as she'll be working with all of our building administrators, our assistant principals, as well as our school counselors. She's also our daily monitor to ensure that no child, slips through any cracks, that we're monitoring that. In the event that there needs to be a parent conference, we'll certainly do that as well, but Dr. Reynolds will be the main point of contact.
Okay, I certainly see there's pros and cons of when you're, outsourcing to some extent, for lack of a better term, like you're doing here.
Sure.
The concern though is that if a student, what would that transition look like? Would that person be in charge of that? Do y'all feel that everything is aligned such that that would be an easy transition for a student?
I'm sorry, you cut out on that first part. Was it the
transition? If a student were to come back into a building at semester, do y'all feel that that could be a seamless transition moving from Pearson back into a district teacher?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, we do. We feel that it'll be a seamless transition. We're going to be doing a lot of parent contact, virtual meet and greet sessions, so forth, to make sure that parents as well as students are comfortable with the platform. In the event that a child needs to transition back, we'll be having those meetings early on to prepare for that transition process. So a parent conference between, the administrator, the school counselor, the virtual teacher, Dr. Reynolds, to ensure that there is an absolute seamless transition back to on-site if needed be.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions for Mr. Paluski? Seeing none, then we are ready for a motion. They have asked for 2 years on their particular waiver.
Motion to approve, 2 years.
We have a motion to approve North Little Rock School District for a 2-year waiver by Mr. Sutton.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Newton. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. Congratulations, Mr. Paluski, and thank you for joining us, Ms. Alexander and Dr. Reynolds. Y'all have a good day. Okay.
Okay, the next school district I have is Batesville School District, V7L, Batesville.
Okay, in Batesville, we have Ms. Lisa Barber. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, just barely. If you could get a little closer to the mic, that would help us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Barber.
Good morning.
My question, I was a little between your plan and then the email that I got. I had a little bit of confusion on. I know some of your students are going to be able to take on-site classes remotely, which will mean your teachers will be teaching both at the same time. Is it going to be just for grade 6-8 or will it be grade 6-12 that can do that?
It's grade 6-12 who could join remotely, but we do have very few students who have chosen that option.
Okay. And so because it's going to be simultaneous learning for your teachers, I know one of the comments that I read was that a lot of your teachers were not happy about having to teach both at the same time. And so that's concerning to me that they're going into the school year already concerned about having to do both on-site and remote students at the same time. What are you doing as far as professional development? Starting the year with a negative culture is not a good thing. So what are you doing to help with that so that this process could be successful?
The junior high and the high school, they have scheduled a lot of professional development this summer related to this. And it's only just a very few teachers who have expressed concern with teaching remotely. But that last year we had approximately around 950 students K-12 who would go back and forth, and that was a struggle for the teachers. But this year we put in guidelines to where even though we won't have nearly as many students who are remote, they have to keep a certain grade and they have to attend the classes. And I believe most of the frustration came from the going back and forth and the students just not participating like they should. So we have put those guidelines in.
Are you going to do anything up front to, to go through some sort of an application process with the kids that they have to meet things up front to be able to participate in the simultaneous learning?
Yes, I am the virtual academy coordinator, and so I have a lot of contact with the students, the teachers, and the parents, and I did all year last year. And so in order to qualify for this year, they must have completed that learning successfully last year with a grade of C or better and have attended the classes. And if they didn't do that, then they must attend in person.
Right. The comments that we've gotten all year, the simultaneous was the ones that teachers had the most trouble with, the ones that teachers were overwhelmed and probably the least successful. And so when you're starting an option like this that's already got some negative connotations around it, it's a little concerning to know that your teachers are already under that pressure. So, I hope that you're doing everything possible to support your teachers and to work a little bit on your culture there so that students.
And we have plans for that, and I believe that will be addressed before school ever begins. And I think it will be fine this year because each teacher will probably only have a couple of students who are joining remotely versus half the class last year.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Ms. Barber? Okay, seeing none. I have here the Batesville asked for 5-year waiver. 3? Okay. They amended. Okay, thank you. All right, so Batesville has asked for a 3-year waiver, so we're just waiting for a motion.
Motion to approve, 3 years.
We have a motion to approve Batesville for 3 years by Mr. Sutton.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. McFettridge. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you.
Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion passes. Congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Barber, and have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm showing that we've covered all the items, but I'll happy for someone to verify.
I have that as well.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you to everyone at the department, online. Thank you, everyone that's on Zoom, all of our board members. Very good, productive day. And if there is no other business, Secretary Key, do you have anything?
I was just going to ask Mr. Sutton if this was expedited, if he felt like this met the definition after I got caught up.
Yes, it was. Great job by everyone.
Yes, thank you. All right.
I want, I quickly say thank you to the department that these plans are getting better and better. And the information, 99% of the time is there that I'm looking for. So I really appreciate the work that the department is doing on the front end to get the information for us.
Yes, absolutely. It's
I wanted
so
to echo that and ask how many more districts are left
Good question.
sitting out there. But I certainly think that applications look way different than they did 2 months ago, and that we're going to see better products because of that.
We've got about 45 to 50 applications that we're working with right now.
Okay.
That are left. So some of those will come as recommended, and some of those that we don't recommend, we'll be reaching out to districts to see if they want to pull or come forward. So those are some of the things we're working out right now.
Okay, thank you.
What is your deadline to get these all completed? Do you have a deadline? I'm sure you do.
We were, July board meeting, if we have to ask for another like mid-July meeting, we would, but we're hoping that we can be wrapping up by mid-July.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions or comments? All righty then. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And I guess we'll see you all next month in July. We are adjourned. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you.
That's all right.